while playing football, soccer, wrestling, or hockey, or any other major contact sport, have you or someone you know ever suffered dizziness, strong headaches, loss of balance, ringing in your ears, memory loss, or sensitivity to light noise after receiving a strong blow to the head? If you answered yes to any or all of these questions, you may have suffered a concussion. I myself have seen my fair share of concussions playing 20 years of contact sports, but luckily have never had one myself. As a semi-pro athlete, I would like to tell you how important it is for any participant or parent of a participant of a contact sport to know the signs of a concussion. There are typically three grades of concussion: grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. These grades are based on the levels of amnesia and combination of loss of consciousness. Playing with a concussion is one of the most dangerous things you can ever do. If you return playing with a concussion so early, you could get what's called second impact syndrome. Athletes that encounter second impact syndrome almost always have 100% of them will have permanent damage. And 50% out of every athlete that has it will die, which is a scary thing to think about since so many concussions can go unnoticed. Because, I mean, you get hit in the head, you have a slight headache, you don't think anything's wrong, but you could have a low level grade 1 concussion, which you think nothing's wrong, you just got your bell rung a little bit, but technically you have knocked your brain, and if it happens again, serious things could happen. There are over 3,000 sports related concussions in the United States alone each year. It is estimated that almost every athlete that plays a contact sport will have at least one type of concussion with varying severities before they begin playing at a collegiate level. It is also estimated that a astounding 64,000 high school athletes get concussed each year in high school football alone. I remember my one experience dealing with a concussion was actually in a game. Me and my cousin were crosstown rivals, and I hit him and actually gave him a concussion. It was the most horrifying moment I've ever had in sports. I've never been really hurt. I've never seen anyone I know have really have a true concussion. But to see him after the game, I got volunteered by his mother, my aunt, to take care of him. He asked me three questions all night: did we win? What happened? And did people cry? I mean, it was quite an experience. But luckily, the proper steps were taken. That way, I mean, he didn't go back into the game. He didn't know where they were. When I hit him, they asked him, "Where are we at?" He said, "We're at the mall shopping." So he got a grade 2 concussion. So luckily, he was a little far out of it. So that way, he didn't have a chance to try to lie his way, which many players do nowadays, because there's I don't know what's the word, the way you get looked at if you get hit and you have a concussion and you can't go back in, because football players are supposed to be tough. But luckily, with the growing knowledge of concussions and what can happen, people are taking steps now that, preparing, they're prepared, they know what can happen and what will happen if you go back too early, so they're taking precautions so stuff like this happen. But with the advances in sports technology, concussions are beginning to be prevented more and more from helmets and mouthpieces that are both designed to absorb the blow up to the heads and distribute it equally throughout the head. Things are slowly getting better, but you can't really stop someone's brain from moving around when you get hit on them, regardless of the technology. There is no medical reasoning why some hits give concussions, but you can get hit the same way 3 other times and nothing happens. But all you can do is know the tendencies of the player in question to accurately see if there's concussion. And if you have been diagnosed with concussion, rest. There's no medicine, there's no cure except time. That is the only thing that can help heal your brain when you got a bruising of the brain. But I hope I helped you out a little bit, knowing a little bit what to look for if you think you've ever had a concussion, or someone you know, because they are a major problem that really need more attention than they really get.